Cooking with the vegan zombie.
Hey guys, who loves Mexican food? I know I do. So we wanted to show you a couple of our favorite recipes, and we're gonna start with corn tortillas. Now I know what you're probably thinking. John, I can just go to the store and pick up a package of corn tortillas. Why are you trying to show me how to make them? Have you ever noticed that the ingredient lists on the back of those packages are like this long, filled with words that I can't pronounce, let alone understand what the heck they are? So I just wanted to show you a really easy recipe with just a few ingredients to make your own corn tortillas at home. To start with, you're gonna use 1 3/4 cups of corn flour, which is also called masa flour. You're gonna stir in 1 teaspoon of ground chipotle powder. I grind my own chipotles. Use gloves or don't touch the chipotle at all because it got stuck on my fingers for days, and every time I itched my eye, I would cry. Literally. Your eyes will fall out of your head. We're also gonna pour in a teaspoon of garlic powder, or granulated garlic, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whisk it together. Oh, that smells good already. And it's just a tortilla. Once your flour is all mixed up and ready to go, you're gonna add 1 cup of warm water. And mix it together until you form a nice dough ball. Once your dough ball is ready to go, it's gonna be about that consistency. Not squishy, but also not crumbly and dry. If it's too squishy, add a little bit of masa flour. If it's too dry and crumbly, add a little bit more warm water until you get this consistency. After that, you're either gonna wanna wrap it up in some plastic so that no air gets to it, or put it in a bowl and completely seal it off from any air, like that. Set it aside and wait 20 minutes before you start making your tortillas. It's been 20 minutes. And it's time to cut up your corny dough ball. So you wanna get it cut into 10 to 15 equal sized pieces, depending on the size of your tortilla. I kind of just wing it. I'm gonna show you 2 different sizes. So the pieces that you're not using, it's important to keep those covered because you don't want the air to get to them to dry them out. So let me stick them in here. I'm gonna form them into a little ball. Now, you can buy a fancy schmancy tortilla press, which is like this. You put a piece of wax paper on here, and on the other side, clamp it shut and push. But what if you don't wanna buy one of these contraptions? And what if you can't find one in the zombie apocalypse? I got just the trick. You're gonna put a piece of parchment paper, or I have these Silpats, which is like a silicone baking sheet, or you can use it in a dehydrator. I'm gonna use them for these tortillas. But if you don't have this, wax paper or parchment paper is fine. Put the ball in the center, give it a little palm here to flatten it out. Put another piece of pizza. Put a pizza right on there. Put another piece of parchment paper on top, and use the old rolling pin to roll it out to about the thickness of 1/8 of an inch. Slowly peel back the top layer. It might catch in some spots, so. I have a ring mold, 6 inches right here. If you want 6-inch taco shell. Press down, give it a little jiggle, get rid of the extra stuff. Now the extra stuff you can just ball up and put into a bowl and use it to make another tortilla in just a few short minutes. You want to scrape that up. I have an offset spatula, and it's just the tool for the job. If you have a really thin spatula, that'll work as well. Scoop it up. And so you got this, and you got a non-stick skillet, preheated. Pop it right on there. Medium heat, 30 seconds to a minute on each side. If you guys don't have a non-stick at home, you can actually just use a regular stainless steel. That's gonna work just fine. You don't need to oil it up. You just wanna dry heat it. So you wanna cook it for 30 seconds to a minute on each side until you get a little bit of color. I got some nice char on the edges here. You can actually see little blotches of chipotle that look delicious. Put it in a towel, cover it until you're ready to use it. It can be tomorrow, you can put it in the fridge. It can be 3 days from now, it doesn't matter. But don't wait a year, because that's just too long. When you go to use it, you're gonna wanna throw some steam on it so you can have a little steamer going, warm it up with the steam, and it'll actually make it a little more stretchy and bendy for when you make your perfect taco. Now, if you guys want, make your corny dough ball a little bit bigger, and you can make an 8-inch tortilla. It's all you need. You just gotta be a little creative in the kitchen, you know? Push down, get rid of that excess. Whammy. There's your 8-inch taco shell. Flip that up like that, fill it full of delicious goodness, and nom, 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 nom. It's that easy. You have homemade corn tortillas in a matter of minutes, and you can use it right away, right off the stove, or like I said, you can store it in the refrigerator for, I'd say, up to a week. Just make sure that you steam them before you try using them again, because they will harden up. You get that delicious chipotle taste and a little bit of garlic taste from the garlic powder. And when you bite into that with your fresh garden veggies and your rice and your beans, it's gonna be an explosion of flavor that you guys are just gonna love. And you can experiment with this at home. You can puree some spinach and use that as your liquid when you're mixing it in. Get creative, and if you guys get creative, make sure you send us pictures so we can show all of our friends. Well, we don't have any friends, it's the middle of the zombie apocalypse, but you know what I'm saying. And as always, subscribe and survive, and also like and share this video because it helps us more than you think.